Hello, Commanders fans. Today we have some hot news that you can't miss. So get ready, because there's a lot of important information coming your way. Before we begin, we'd like to take this opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and stay up to date on all the news about our Washington Commanders. Don't forget to leave a like, which greatly strengthens our community and helps bring this content to the most passionate fans of the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news.
Bobby Wagner exposes the alarming truth about the seismic change in leadership. The Washington Commanders are betting everything on defense with a drastic change. Coach Dan Quinn will take over play-calling duties, replacing Joe Whitt Jr., who remains on the coaching staff in a coach/consultant role until further decisions are made during the offseason. Things aren't looking good for Whitt. Loyalty means a lot to Quinn, but he needed to do something. What changes he'll be able to make in such a short time is an unknown, but he's one of the most respected defensive strategists in the league, which will certainly help. The Miami Dolphins offense is explosive, and if they can get going from the start, they'll have a promising beginning. A good start in Madrid is crucial, especially since any drop in performance won't be well received by Quinn. Bobby Wagner exposes the harsh reality of the major defensive change in leadership. Bobby Wagner explained things very simply. It doesn't matter who's calling the plays if the players on the field aren't executing them efficiently. He also believes Quinn is more than capable of giving the team a boost, as long as the players fulfill their part of the deal. I think whenever you have a play like that, it means the players aren't performing at the required level. So we need to improve, we need to perform better. Winning solves a lot of those problems, and we haven't been able to do that for a long time. Regardless of what you want to call it, we need to win. I think he'll bring his grit, his passion, his energy. I think as a head coach, whether you're an offensive or defensive-minded coach, you still have that within you. You can always activate that at any time. Bobby Wagner via COMMNDERS.com. That's the sad truth in all of this. It could be Quinn, Buddy Ryan, Dick LeBeau, Bill Belichick, or Vic Fangio planning the scheme and calling the plays. Unless the players respond positively, are fully aware of their responsibilities, and perform well under high pressure, it won't make much difference. Wagner has enough experience to know this. As he himself said, Whitt wouldn't back down if the Commanders were playing well or winning games. Neither has happened often enough this season, and desperate times often call for desperate measures. A gigantic effort is needed. The Commanders are backed into a corner with a 3-10 record, and their ambitions for a long playoff run have evaporated. All the determination and collective purpose that led this franchise to the NFC Championship game are needed, and more, to turn things around.
Adam Peters' controversial draft pick has turned out exactly as fans feared. Adam Peters didn't have many options in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Washington Commanders opted for some bold trades in their quest to solidify a place among the title contenders, leaving the general manager with only 5 picks. Almost all of them have already seen action in some way, but one controversial pick is already proving to be exactly as fans feared. Considering how much the Commanders' defense has been decimated by injuries this season, the fact that the Washington coaching staff hasn't been able to get Kane Medrano on the field for more than 20 snaps on special teams is compelling evidence of his development. The rookie, chosen in the 6th round of the draft, was extremely athletic and incredibly raw when he entered the league. It seems the necessary progress to inspire confidence hasn't happened yet. Medrano has always been a long-term investment. Even though the Commanders aren't going anywhere this season, there's still a certain reluctance to give him opportunities in the defensive rotation. This could change with Dan Quinn taking over offensive coordinator duties in place of Joe Whitt Jr., but there's no way to be sure. The Commanders' decision to draft Kane Medrano is under scrutiny. CBS Sports' Josh Edwards highlighted Medrano's struggles, pointing to the former UCLA star as Washington's most disappointing rookie. He has been irrelevant. The analyst wasn't convinced he could offer anything long-term, given that he has been a mere spectator throughout the season. Quote, Kane Medrano is essentially the only player selected by Washington in the draft who hasn't had an impact on the team this year. There's a long-term need at the position when Bobby Wagner inevitably retires, but only time will tell if Medrano is the solution." End quote. The Commanders are closely watching second-year linebacker Jordan Magee to see how he fares with the increased responsibilities. However, they included undrafted free agent Ale Cajo far more frequently than Medrano before his unfortunate concussion. This is deeply concerning, and also a similar trend to what happened with Dominique Hampton last year. Like Medrano, he was a third-day draft pick and basically spent his first season as a backup. The Commanders waived him before the second season, and he hasn't gotten another opportunity elsewhere.
Joe Burrow discusses a possible Thanksgiving return and the Bengals' path to the playoffs. The Washington Commanders' defense has been simply deplorable in 2025. This has been one of the main reasons why the team hasn't been able to repeat the impressive performance of the campaign that took them to the NFC Championship game in 2024. Reinforcing this area of the team should be General Manager Adam Peters' top priority this offseason. Washington has a glaring need and possesses the sixth largest projected salary cap space for 2026. With that in mind, why not invest in one of the NFL's best pass rushers, Trey Hendrickson, if/when he becomes available? Hendrickson and the Cincinnati Bengals ended a widely publicized months-long contract impasse last offseason with a revised agreement. However, no future years were added, so he remains an unrestricted free agent after this season, and an ideal target for the Commanders. Attracting Trey Hendrickson away from the Bengals could change everything for the Commanders' defense. Only T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett, voted NFL Defensive Players of the Year in 2021 and 2023, respectively, have recorded more sacks than Hendrickson since 2020. Last season, he almost received the same prestigious honor, finishing second in the voting behind Denver Broncos cornerback Surtain II. When was the last time the Commanders had a player as decisive as him? It's not common to see a top-tier defender of Hendrickson's caliber hit the free agent market, as ESPN's Jeremy Fowler pointed out. However, his relationship with the Bengals may be irrevocably broken, especially considering the current situation in Cincinnati. This opens up space for a team with resources and goals, like Washington, to step in and sign the four-time Pro Bowl selection. The Bengals have the option to use the franchise tag on Hendrickson for about $36 million. That's a high price for a team in transition, but it could be a way to facilitate a trade involving a new player. 7 pass rushers earn at least $34 million a year, and Hendrickson could be next. Jeremy Fowler. With star quarterback Jaden Daniels still under his rookie contract for at least 2 more years and earning a pittance, Washington needs to act. This is the opportunity to invest heavily and surround him with as much talent as possible before he deserves a franchise-changing, presumably record-breaking contract. Few fit the all-or-nothing mentality that Commanders should adopt better than Hendrickson. Turning 31 in December, Hendrickson is both a pillar